JJ, so what are we going to do today? How about we play a little war game?
Look, I think we're gonna have a much more interesting activity today because we're gonna live in heaven and hell. And I really hope they take me to heaven, and you'll be fine in hell because you're very noisy.
Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. And just like you thought, JJ, you're going to heaven. There are a lot of different entertainments and beautiful places waiting for you there.
Yeah.
But Mikey's going to hell, although it's gonna be awesome there too.
Do I understand correctly that I don't have to jump into the portal? After all, it's only hell that needs a portal.
So, are you ready to go to heaven? Yes. To do that, I'm gonna give you magic so you can fly. Trust me, you'll love it in heaven, and we'll play and explore new places all the time.
Whoa.
And you can forget about Mikey.
I didn't really want to think about it. I'm going to the best place in the world this time. So I'm gonna let whatever happens around me happen. As long as I'm happy, and I'm already imagining how bright and happy it's gonna be in paradise. I'm still a little scared to go up in the sky like that, though. I feel like I'm going to fall a little more.
All right, we've made it to heaven.
Whoa.
As you may have realized, it's not just one island, it's a whole system. So it's going to take you more than a day to see everything, but you don't have a limited amount of time. So, welcome.
Yes. It's so beautiful here. Of course I realized that we were going to heaven and that this place was quite beautiful. But now I understand why everyone wants to come here. It's just the best place I could imagine. It's too bad Mikey didn't make it. And it's all so different. I don't think I've ever seen such strange machinery on Earth. Is the food here different from home too? Well, I guess that's something I'm gonna have to get used to, but I'm sure it's delicious.
Don't worry, you'll get used to our lifestyle in no time, because you won't have to work here. It's just an endless vacation anywhere you want to go.
Yeah.
And by the way, look at all this food.
I can't believe this is all for me. I'm gonna be eating this forever. Oh, and by the way, am I really not allowed to see Mikey's house? I mean, we're friends after all. So if it's not too much trouble, why don't you take me to his house later? What is this? A real prison? I thought there were no criminals in heaven. Although if you think about it, they could come from other worlds, like hell. Now I understand why there's a prison here.
I can really take you to Mikey, but it'll be a little later. Because right now, I want to show you the big pool, and you can swim in it as much as you want, because it's all yours.
That's so cool. I'm more and more glad I was the one chosen to go to heaven.
Well, I'm going to hell, and I could have been surprised, except I was already in hell. So it's all familiar to me. But what if you could surprise me? So you lead me wherever you want to go, and I'll follow you. Maybe there's a fortress. And just as I thought, I'll be living inside the fortress after all. Well, that's a lot better than I thought. So now I'd like to see what this fortress is equipped with. Or is it just deserted rooms with no one here but you and me?
Trust me, you're going to really like your fortress.
Seriously?
And there's nothing in it yet, but we'll fix that in no time.
Whoa!
Oh, and by the way, JJ's mom got in touch with me, and she wants us to come up to heaven for a visit.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Of course I want to go up to JJ. I'm sure he has a very nice house and plenty of food up there. You could have at least bought a cake for my arrival, though I don't think that's the custom in hell. And how are we ever going to get from hell to heaven, by the way? What? I thought it was impossible. Although I guess I just didn't know all the details. And now that we have wings, can we just fly high and that's it? It's a lot easier than I thought.
You don't have to worry about anything,
Really?
because as long as I'm around you, you have so many different superpowers. And you can fly too, even if you can't fly yourself. But I think you're gonna need my help in the near future.
I understand Mikey's coming to see me very soon. And that's really cool, because I'll be able to show him how cool my living conditions are. Mikey, hi. How's paradise treating you? It's not too bright?
Listen, this place is really cool. I take it you have a lot of food too? But when I came to hell, there was basically no one and nothing to greet me. There wasn't even any food in the house where I was gonna live. And that's really sad.
Listen, why don't we have a little competition? I think everyone would like to see who's faster or stronger. So JJ, if you don't mind, let's have a little race between you and Mikey.
I really like this idea, because JJ is definitely not going to lose to anyone. And this is understandable because it has much better living conditions. Mikey, on the other hand, you can tell he doesn't like hell at all.
Well, we've made up our minds. If everyone's okay with the competition, let's do it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna win anyway. Nothing can change my mind, but only if Mikey's 10 times bigger and faster than me.
What makes you so sure you can win? Actually, I have superpowers now too. I'm surviving hell. So let's have our competition on neutral ground. I think it's the right thing to do.
I agree with you, but first, let's go to hell and see where you live, because I'm very curious to see where they live in hell. And don't even think about saying you live in a fortress, because that would be too cool, even for you.
Mom, send us to hell.
Whoa.
Okay, we're almost to my house.
Whoa.
Just JJ, I don't think you understand what it's like to live in hell, because even in a fortress, there's almost nothing. So your house in heaven is way cooler than mine here.
Well, now we'll see what we can find in the fortress of hell. And to be honest, I'm getting a little hot in here. It's always the same temperature in heaven, so I'd go back to my home.
No, you're not going anywhere, because you haven't even gotten inside the fortress yet. And by the way, it's not going to be that hot, so you should definitely be comfortable. And I guess heaven is making you a little soft.
Not true. I'm still the same as I was before. And I understand you were telling the whole truth about your house. Because there's nothing here. And it's kind of sad. So all we have to do here is watch hell from the air.
Well, why wouldn't it be? We still have a lot of time before the competition starts anyway. And by the way, how's it going to go? If it's a test run, I could be in trouble. Because you're stronger than me.
Well, you're about to find out, because I don't think there's any point in flying through hell anymore. So we'd better get up to our world and think about how we're gonna run the competition. I'd do a maze.
What?
And here comes our testing streak.
Whoa.
And in fact, we've been preparing it for you for quite some time. You just had to gain strength and get used to your new powers.
Whoa.
Now let's see who's the toughest.
I can't believe you set this up all by yourself. And there's quite a few challenges. We just need to figure out who's gonna get through the lane first. And since I'm brave, I might as well try to get started. And then you go, Mikey.
All right, JJ, let's get you started then. And once you pass, then we'll know your passing time.
Yes.
But I think Mikey will be faster.
I agree with my mom too. Because I've become very strong from living in hell. And let's just not use our wings. Because if we fly, the whole ordeal will be unnecessary. Although you've already figured that out.
Of course I won't fly. And by the way, I hope you'll be fair. Because if you get any help, you're gonna lose to me right away. So I've warned you. No tricks from you.
Anyway, I wish you luck. Because it will be very hard to pass without damage and on the first try. And we'll be watching you from above. I think that's where we're gonna get the best view.
I kind of like that idea, because now it's more like a competition, and I think it's a good place to start. So I would ask everyone to take their seats and see how fast I'm going to get through this lane.
On the contrary, I would advise you to take your time, because I really want to win this competition. Although, to be honest, I already know I can beat you. So whatever you're doing doesn't make sense.
Looks like Mikey's up to no good, and that scares me, but I'm just gonna do the best I can, and I hope it's enough to beat Mikey. I'm very strong and fast, so I've got a chance.
JJ, I believe in you. You can do it. And no matter how hard it is, just move forward through all the obstacles.
Thank you so much for your support. And to be honest, I feel very calm about this challenge. That's probably because I'm a parkour pro, so I can get through this moment without any problems.
Whoa!
Mikey, on the other hand, could fall.
JJ, are you even going to make a mistake or fall anywhere? Because you're somehow too good at passing every test along the way. At this rate, I might not be able to get through it any faster or better than you.
Mikey, why don't you just leave me alone?
No.
Because the assignments here are starting to get harder than they used to. If I jump wrong, I'll just fall into the lava. And I don't want that. So now I have to do a logic problem? My understanding is that there just isn't enough signal strength in this circuit. It's a good thing I know what I can do. Because if I put in a repeater, there should be enough signal to power the doors.
I can't believe you passed that test so quickly. Are you sure you didn't do this beforehand to make yourself look super fast? Although I don't believe anyone would give you access to those tests. And maybe you'll be wrong about this one.
Oh no, such a simple test certainly can't defeat me. And it turns out that when I pass it, I'll have completed the whole streak. I think it was very simple, and I got a good time. But now it's your turn, Mikey.
Mikey, don't worry about it. Because no matter how hard JJ tries, he can't beat you.
Oh no!
And I'm about to show you why.
So it's not going to be fair in our competition? I like that a lot. It seems that even without any help, JJ was able to pass this test very quickly. How am I supposed to beat him now? I think if I don't cheat, I'm going to lose.
Well, Mikey, I'm done trying. How fast do you think I went? Either way, we'll soon find out who's the fastest.
Really?
So if I were you, I'd get ready for the race to start.
Okay, Mikey, listen to me carefully. If you're gonna go through this trial on your own, you're gonna lose. So I'm gonna give you ladders and everything you need to win.
Who knew I'd have so many advantages? And of course I realize what I have to do. So don't worry, I won't lose. As long as no one realizes I'm cheating, because we could go to jail.
Mikey, where the hell are you? I thought we'd get through this lane quickly and see who's better. Trust me, you can't get stronger or faster in a couple minutes. So just go out there and give it your best shot.
JJ, take it easy. I'll be starting very soon. And if you don't get it, it means you've lost. Because there's no one in this world faster than me. I'm going to show you that. And you may not even believe your eyes.
Okay, well, I'm already excited to see your powers. And when I said that, I thought you were gonna do it all by yourself. Did you end up cheating after all? And it doesn't bother you that we can all see you putting up blocks to make it go faster.
JJ, I don't know what you mean. These blocks just somehow appear under me and that's it. Maybe it's a mole or an earthquake.
Oh, man.
But I'm pretty sure that all these blocks were not put there by my will.
All right, Mikey, I really thought you were gonna play fair against me. But in the end, you decided you'd rather cheat. And I'm really disappointed in you. I should put you in jail for this, and I will.
Mikey, I told you not to put blocks where everyone can see them. Now we could be in big trouble. Look, why don't we just forget about it?
Well, no, I certainly refuse to forget that. Because we agreed to a fair competition from the beginning. But things went sideways when Mikey started cheating. He should totally go to jail for that.
And I totally agree with you. Mikey and his mom broke the deal. And for that, I'm sending them to our prison. It's a good thing I decided to bring my magic spell stick.
That's right. Let them go to jail. Maybe if they live there for hundreds of years, they'll realize it's not worth it. In the meantime, I'll enjoy life and eat lots of delicious and endless food.
JJ, are you sure prison can hold me? After all, I'm already a pro at breaking into prisons too. So no matter how hard you try, I can still open the doors and take you down for arrest.
Well, we'll see about that later. In the meantime, at least I'll know you're in jail and not out. And you could have gone to hell right now, but you decided to cheat in such a serious competition.
Well, I'm not gonna apologize to you anyway, because I know you can't keep up with me all the time. And as soon as you go anywhere, I'm gonna break out of jail, eat all the food, and fly back to hell.
But you could have just gone straight to hell. Although, wait, I guess I was stronger than your magic? That's why you ended up in my prison. So you just sit there.
Okay, I don't think there's any point in talking to these liars anymore, because we won't hear anything new from them, and we won't apologize either. So why don't we take a vacation in the clouds? And you can go to sleep if you want, but I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna get some more food and swim in my pool. It's so nice to have so much stuff, but Mikey doesn't have anything now.
Look, I think we have a very big problem. At least because we're in prison in paradise now. But that doesn't mean we can't get out. I'm sure we can figure something out, as long as the JJ doesn't notice.
You're right. I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah.
And I even have an idea about how we can get out. The thing is, I have a pickaxe.
No way!
So we can just dig through the blocks of gold and get out.
Well, that's great. The most important thing is that we dig up all these blocks. Although there shouldn't be anything else here but clouds. By the way, why don't you dig closer to the corner? That way, no one will realize you're trying to free us. And how wrong JJ was when he said there was no way we were getting out. If he was so sure, I thought he'd at least make a prison out of obsidian. But in the end, I got out even faster than I thought.
Mikey, I did it. I almost made it to the end of that cloud. Which means we can fly off to hell and no one can catch up with us. That's just great.
That's it, bye, JJ. I'd like to be in hell for a while longer, but prison isn't very pleasant. So I'm gonna go back to hell and rest there. It's already much nicer for me there than in heaven or on earth. Except I realize we still have to do the spell to get back to our world. Really? Let's just hope JJ doesn't realize we've escaped in the meantime, because they might have enough time to catch up with us.
Don't worry. They'll never catch up to us.
Whoa!
Because it only takes me a few seconds to do the spell. I hope they don't follow us into hell.
Well, that's it. We finally made our escape, which means we can celebrate our escape in style, because no matter how hard JJ tries, I don't think he can find me. And hell is nice. I'm glad I could come back here.
If you think about it, we had very little chance of getting out of that prison. And if I hadn't accidentally picked up that pickaxe, we'd still be in prison. It would have been a terrible torture for me.
Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay now. I can guarantee you that. And I need to think of something to do, because now I'm not gonna have any problems, which means I have a lot more time on my hands. In fact, I don't think we should have been in this competition to begin with, because how can the villagers of Hell fight fair?
Look, we need to check out the prison right away, because I have a feeling Mikey and his mom escaped, and that's too bad, because I thought there was no way they were gonna make it. Maybe we should start a chase.
Huh? You're right, they got away.
Oh, no!
But do you really think we should go after them? Think about it. They're already back in hell anyway. So let them stay there, and we'll never do what they do.
Whoa. I agree with you in principle. I'm not trying to prove anything to Mikey, so let him enjoy his life. But if he wants to come over to my place to play, I won't let him in. And that means the only place he can be is in hell.